welcome in. We are so happy to have you here for this video today. We have a very special guest that's trying to come in right now. Hi, bud. Anyways, ladies, welcome in. I have the most special guest with me today. This is my mom, Dana, if you have not met her already. Hi, Mom. And I'm so happy to have her back. Do you want to tell the girls what we are talking about today?
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. It's love and heartbreak.
The two polar opposites, but this video is so needed. I've actually been wanting to make a video for you ladies on heartbreak for a long time. Finally, we are doing it today. I see all of your lovely comments coming in. Hi, ladies. We will check in with you in just a little bit. So what we are sharing today, all of you want to just, I feel like there's this thing on the side of my eye. So he's going to represent love for us. So what my mom and I are going to be sharing today are our two greatest lessons on love. So we've had interesting love lives. We've had a lot of lessons come out of this, and we're really excited and so grateful to share this with you today. And then we're also going to be giving you each our personal steps and our personal inner work of how to heal from a heartbreak. And especially in the world today, I find that a lot of us are living in this mode of we're not fully living in our feminine energy. And usually a block here is a past heartbreak that has happened that hasn't been fully healed. And so we want to help you unlock that even more. Even if you feel I'm fine, I've healed, I guarantee you there's a little bit more that you can always unlock and open up. And it will just strengthen and really bring your feminine energy to life. So welcome in, ladies. Okay, so what my mom and I often talk about, and I talk about in my programs too, is that love is the greatest passion that can set your life on fire. The greatest music, the greatest movies that we find, the greatest poems, the greatest creations in this world, almost 100% of the time, they come from heartbreak. When you can learn to take that heartbreak and turn it into your passion and bring it to life and really use it as fuel for that fire, your life will change. That is actually how both of my businesses, Celeste Wear and The Feminine Glow, got started. It's how my mom's passion, my mom's career got started. It all comes from heartbreak. And also what we notice too is the greatest pain, the people who hurt others the most, the people who cause the most pain in the world, it's because they had heartbreak. They did not heal from it, and they're living in this state of being numb almost, where they just cannot feel their masculine or feminine energy, and it causes a lot of heartbreak to other people. The one thing that makes a difference is inner work. People who do inner work know how to turn that and make it fuel for that fire. Okay, so let's move into the lessons that we both have learned. Mom, I actually want to start with yours. I'm really curious. I don't know what her greatest lessons are, so we're really excited to hear.
Oh boy.
Also, let me make sure real quick that we're not muted. Remember last time?
Yes.
Ladies, can you hear us? Can you just confirm that you can hear us? Last time we were talking for like 10 minutes, the girls were like, we can't hear you guys. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see. Yes. Okay, thank you so much, ladies.
Awesome.
Hi, Christine. Okay, go ahead, Mom. What were your greatest lessons? Number one.
So number one, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Okay, this is gonna get juicy.
So the qualities that I saw at the beginning of one of my long-term relationships, they were there at the beginning, and it's ultimately what ended the relationship too. And I ignored them thinking, well, it'll get better. Like when we're married, it'll be better. Or when we get further along, or when we do this, or when we do that, or in all the relationships, it's been like that for me.
Can I ask you, what were some of the red flags that you saw that you thought this could get better and it didn't?
That's a good question.
If it's too personal, we can skip it.
Let me think
for
a moment. So I guess in probably all of my relationships that I've ever had with a opposite sex partner, it's been control.
They controlled you? Or?
Yeah, well, I allowed that.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault, but they were typically a very dominant, controlling kind of person. And they haven't done their inner work or healing from past hurts.
I see.
And then it comes out in the relationship as baggage.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, I'll love them enough. It'll get better.
Yes.
And
Your
it
heart.
doesn't.
Yes.
And it definitely doesn't.
There's another question that I want to ask you too. Wait, I just had it. Okay. What's the difference between these men? By the way, ladies, I know pretty much everything about my mom's dating life. We're very close. She's like my best friend. She knows everything about mine. I know everything about her. So I've seen these men. I've seen my mom do the inner work. And I'm curious, what's the difference between these men that were controlling in a dominant way, an unhealthy masculine man, versus a man who wants you to be submissive as he leads, a man of God, a healthy masculine energy? How can we know what to look for versus a man who's controlling versus a man who's healthy dominant? We love that dark masculine energy here.
Well, what I have found is the healthy masculine man will lead by example. He's not telling you or controlling you or manipulating or making or forcing you to do something.
That's
he
good.
leads by example, and in turn, I want to do what he's doing.
He makes your feminine energy feel safe
Yes.
enough to submit.
Exactly.
Yes. I used to be so triggered by that. I think we both were. The idea of when a man leads, you submit to him. I was like, I'm not submitting to any man that's so sexist
Right.
and that's not okay. But then as I started to study feminine energy years ago, and I started being around men who I didn't know what it was at the time, but they had this energy.
Yes.
Mufasa in The Lion King has it, if you want an example. That's another story for another day. But I would get around these men who, the little girl, playful, like naturally sensual, just
Yes.
feminine side would come out. And I would feel that I could almost turn off my brain and open up my heart so much. And I didn't know it's because these men were connected to their masculine energy. But what I see happen in my own life, I see this happen in the lives of my clients, is they get into their feminine energy and it attracts so many men who want that sometimes it can attract predators. And so you have to have the boundaries, you have to have the inner work to know, actually to not even know, but to carry in your energy, I'm not available for men to control me. That's not gonna work here. When you embody the queen energy, we just did a video on queen consciousness. That would be great to see if you have not seen it. When you embody the queen consciousness, you attract less men who want to control you because they know that they cannot. You are so releasing control. And so a man who wants control, he's not going to be attracted to that energy. And I've seen that. The men that my mom attracts, my mom has always attracted a lot of men. My guy friends when I was younger, everyone was obsessed with her. She has this really youthful, beautiful spirit. And it's cool to see the men that you attract change and grow.
Aw, thank you.
Yes.
All right, so my number 2 point.
Maybe can I share one of mine? Because
Oh.
it kind of goes with yours too.
Yes.
And then I'll go back to yours.
Sounds great.
Okay. Greatest lesson that I've learned. This is going to sound so cliche, but when I go into it more, I promise it will be better. The love that you seek already exists in yourself. I know everybody says that, but it wasn't until last year, 2024, that I actually got it. You know when you hear someone say something a certain way and it just clicks? I heard someone tell this story, I think it was in a book, and it was saying how you can be a mom of 5 or 6 kids, so stressed out, yelling at your kids, they're fighting, your phone rings. You answer it, "Hi, how are you?" After just screaming and yelling. And how is it that we can instantly turn our energy and bring a different side of ourselves to life? How is it that we can do that? We want to. It's when we want to. And so I started realizing, wait a second. When I think about, I remember my first time feeling like I was in love. I was working at a juice bar and I remember blending the smoothies and like making acai bowls and just humming and singing. I was like, I'm so happy right now. And I realized I already had this in me. I already had this spirit and this feeling of love, but it wasn't until the partner came that I actually knew how to bring it out. But when I started seeing this, I realized you can bring out that energy before the partner even comes. And the most important thing is when you can bring that energy out, that feeling of love, that vibrational frequency of love, you start to attract so many partners. It's because you're living in the energy that you're already in the relationship. People who are taken are so magnetic and attractive. Even if you speak with married men, there's so many studies that show married men get hit on more than single men. I would even argue it's not that they're wearing a ring, it's not that they're married, it's because in their energy, it's I'm not available. They are so happy and at peace with their life, and that is so attractive to us. If you can switch into that energy, just think of the mom picking up her cell phone. If you can have a ritual, like I drink a kombucha and I'm in the energy of love. If you can just start looking at people, the easiest way to do it, look at a stranger as you're going to the grocery store and imagine that your heart is opening and you are just sending them love. That's going to put you in the frequency of love, and you're going to start to attract it very, very quick. So I would say that was my greatest lesson. There was another part, when you meet that person and that love just turns on. Something else that I noticed, I'm sure you've noticed this too, is the jealousy side will come out. I never felt that jealousy side come out like my first relationship where I was still really, really wounded. And I remember even just feeling that I was so protective of that partner, so controlling, like we were talking about, because I was wounded. I was the controlling one because the feeling of jealousy was there. Well, jealousy was already inside of me. That partner, I only attracted him so that I could heal that in me. That's why I love love, because it's the greatest teacher. Love really is the greatest teacher, and the most inner work always comes from love. I also wanted to mention that our DNA, it wants us to win in the area of love. And so when you are just oozing in your feminine energy and you're taking care of your body, know deep down that your body, your genes are extremely happy, because your ability to mate and to create generations to come, even if you never want to have kids, even if you cannot have kids right now, your body being in the state of taking care of yourself, being in that frequency of love, your body loves it, and it will actually attract more opportunities to you. It will push you to be in a space where your skin is glowing, where your mood is bright, because it wants you to be the top in the market. It wants you to be the best so that you can have the strongest and healthiest genetics and strongest family. So that really is interesting. And with love too, when you realize you can turn on love, you start to realize you can turn on other emotions. So if I can turn on love, that means that I can turn on the version of me that's flowing in wealth and abundance. It means that I can turn on the version of me that's not anxious when she's speaking and teaching, but feels at peace. It really opened my eyes to see, wait a second, I'm choosing to show up this way, and it allowed me to switch into a new identity. So once you experience love for the first time, you realize that you're an actress, waking up and picking a role that you want to play every single day. So love, that's probably my greatest lesson. And then I'll share another one after we hear my mom's. So what is your next one?
Accept a partner for who they are, including all the good along with their not so good.
That's good.
I went into relationships thinking I can change them or mold them, make them into like how we can work together and how I would like them to be.
Right.
And it never works that way. Ever, ever, ever. I did learn to accept them the way that they are. And I learned that by communicating my feelings, like when they do something that I don't like, if I communicate how I feel about it and they continue to keep doing it, then I need to make a decision.
I like that you said that. You have to make the decision. Where a lot of the times we wait for other people. Well, let them be the ones to set the boundary and honor it. How, if someone feels that they just love this person so much that they cannot let them go, how do you switch the identity? How do you do the inner work to put yourself in that position where you say, my boundary wasn't honored, I've got to let this person go?
Wow, that is my life. Okay, that's a good question, because I was so in love. I would have died for my partner. I would have done anything until everything I did wasn't good enough. So what was that switch? I guess for generations to come, when you start thinking about the future and like your kids and how it's going to affect the kids and how it's going to affect other generations coming, how do you break the cycle if it's going to keep going? Because you can also look in the past and see that it's happened before. And when's it going to end? Because it's before and before and before with past generations. And now, do I end this or do I keep it going?
Or do I let my kids end it?
Right.
Yikes.
And I don't want to live the rest of my life. I'm still young. Like, I have a lot of good life. I want it to be better.
Yes.
And it can be better.
Yes.
And I could see that with healthy relationships around me.
Yes.
So,
wow. That's good.
it's a lot of work.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I completely agree with you. That's what it was for me. Do I want my kids to be the one to break this, or am I going to break this? Because there's always small patterns that creep up on you from generations before.
Yes.
Wow.
Or just taking things for granted and getting used to something being a certain way.
Yeah.
And thinking, well, it's just always going to be this way, so I'll just accept it.
Wow. And just to be open, I don't think we've discussed this, but my parents are divorced. I saw this divorce happen when I was 16. And it's so interesting because I was talking about this at a retreat. I have a lot of women in my community who are moms and who are wives and who go through divorce. And when they talk about the guilt that they feel they are going to have for getting divorced and breaking up their family, I always look at them and I say, the divorce was the greatest thing that ever happened for my siblings and I. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. When I saw my mom decide to say, I deserve better, I deserve a healthy relationship, and I saw that certain patterns were not healthy, and it taught me, rather than stay and accept it, it taught me to say, or to see if someone is not treating you well, that's not acceptable. And so really that divorce was one of the greatest things. It is the greatest thing that happens for a lot of kids. Not all, but for a lot. So if you're a mom, or even if you're just in a relationship and you're thinking, I'm gonna have so much guilt letting this partner go, you are actually freeing up so many people that you might not know. And so oftentimes you putting yourself first is actually putting other people first. And how many times would you say you would give someone a chance to honor your boundary?
Oh, well, in the past, it was almost unlimited. And now I just don't have time for that, and I'm worth more. So
that queen energy. I just feel like chills. I like that.
So in that value and knowing my worth, it also depends on the situation. Everything depends on the situation. But one time, oops, it's a mistake. Second time, we might be having a pattern here. Third time, definitely a pattern. I want out.
Yep. Third time strikes out. And what opened my eyes here was realizing when you speak your boundary and someone crosses it, maybe one time is okay. But for me, that really depends on the situation. At this point, I'm thinking, no, one time, that's a strikeout. But when you state your boundary and it's broken again and again, that person is choosing it. They are knowingly breaking your boundary. And I was always a light feminine energy girl, as you guys know. Before my dark feminine energy came to life, I had to do inner work to know how to bring that side out. And something that my dark feminine energy did very well was seeing these patterns and almost putting a smile on it and saying, I'm choosing to break your boundary, Alexis. And I'm so happy that you're letting me get away with it. I had to almost put it into like a play or make it a character that came to life. That I had to say, no, I'm not available for this. So that's why I love feminine energy, because you bring out different sides, you do inner work with it, and it will make the decisions for you. You don't have to know how to be this perfect boundary setting queen. Your feminine energy will take care of that for you. And your feminine energy has come to life so much. It's just so beautiful to see. I feel like I'm almost her mom sometimes.
I've definitely gotten more playful and free-spirited.
You have. And you were already so much before, so it's cool to see.
Thank you.
Yes. Did you have anything else on this point? Okay, I have a question for you before we go to the next one. Wait, did I just forget it? Okay, no. This question, I've heard it all over the internet, and I remember, Lauren, I had a friend who told me, she was like my big sister when I was a teenager. She would always tell me this. I'm like, why are you telling me this, Lauren? But she had my back. Yeah. She would always say, Alexis, no matter what, the man that you are with has to love you more than you love him. So question of the day, is this true in your opinion? Does the man have to love a woman more for the relationship to be successful?
Oh,
I didn't tell her any of these questions, by the way.
Right. We've had these discussions before.
Yeah.
You know, love is a funny thing. It's kind of like water.
Yeah.
So it's like a small little trickling stream sometimes, and sometimes it's a roaring river, and it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
So in a relationship, I think it's a give and take.
Yeah.
So there's times where you're going to love him more, or he's going to love you more. So it's not like a constant. It's never a constant ever, because life's always changing. Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that. I like to try to think on that and think, oh, he's got to love me more, so that it works. But sometimes it just doesn't.
Yep.
There's just an ebb and flow.
This is why I love her opinion, and I love being able to go to her, because it's so easy on the internet for someone to say, no, the man should love you more, he should always pursue you more, he should always provide for you more. But then real life happens. Yes. And we hear all these things on the internet and we think, well, he's not buying me designer purses, he's not flying me around the world, but these people online say this is how a man should treat me. And she's done a really great job to keep my mind balanced with what I've heard online too. And I'm so grateful for perspectives like this.
So when you were talking about, like, he doesn't buy me the designer purses or fly me around the world, but you know what? When there's a puddle and he lays his jacket down for you to walk across, that's what I want.
That's good. Oh,
I want that kind of heart.
A Luke type of love.
Yes.
So we're watching Gilmore Girls. Okay, this is so bad, guys. Last night, I'm like, how much Gilmore Girls have we watched since I've been on winter break? So we're at her house right now in the United States. I fly back to Dubai tomorrow. I'm literally heartbroken. But we watched a whole season of Gilmore Girls in these 2 weeks that I've been here. We'll watch another half tonight.
Yes.
But we're just obsessed with Luke, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. We're just obsessed with some of the men on Gilmore Girls. Let's say that. Okay. Also, we saw the movie Mufasa. If you keep wondering, where is this Mufasa reference coming from? I had to go into the Glow Girls chat. I'm like, ladies, has anyone seen Mufasa? The masculine energy in this movie. It's so good. It's like, oh my gosh. You know that
but
trend?
You can also see the wounded masculine as well.
So good. You totally can.
That's so a good comparison.
Yes.
Side by side.
Taka. If you haven't seen Mufasa, please watch it. It's so good. And we just, what was I going to say? Oh, we were talking about Mufasa's masculine energy in there. Okay, I know he's a lion, but hear me out. His masculine energy is so healthy and strong, and we just left the movie like, wow, that was so wonderful to see. It even brought out our feminine energy.
Yes.
Like we're singing around the house.
Yes, yes.
I always wanted a brother. If you haven't seen it, you're gonna be like, what the heck? Just watch it. It's so good. Love Gilmore Girls, Micah says. Much love to you both. Thank you, ladies. We love you, and thank you for showing up and being here and just hanging out with us. We're so honored. When Mufasa saved Sarabi's life and was protecting her with his body, I fell for it right then and there.
Yes.
Us too. We looked at each other. We're like, oh my gosh, we need that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a trend on TikTok that says like, hear me out, and it's a character, like a movie or a TV character, a book character that's not attractive, not even a human most of the time, but there's just something attractive about them. And so they say, this is my hear me out. Miriam says, Mufasa is my biggest hear me out. Miriam, you're not alone. You're not alone, girl. Mufasa is literally king energy. Yes, 100%. Yes. Miriam, I love you, girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get back to the topic because we could talk about him all day. Okay, my biggest lesson, my second biggest lesson from love and from dating is the higher amount, actually I'll say it this way, the deeper level of authenticity you connect to, the deeper level and the deeper soulmate you can attract. So when I got so accepting, or when I became so accepting and so loving of who I was, this was maybe in the last 2 years after I had done a lot of shadow work. I love shadow work so much, the power of it, because you take that icky, scary, shameful side out, you hold it in front of you and say, I love you, I see you, you are so accepted and you're so loved here. Even if you want to change, even let's say a shadow side for me was being passive aggressive. Well, that side came out. We talk about this all the time. I was like, I was so passive aggressive growing up. I believe this. Passive aggressive people don't know how to speak their boundaries. They do not. They don't have the inner work tools to know how to do it. And so it will come across as built up rage and aggression in a way that's masked and disguised as being nice. We have a passive aggressive person in our family, and we're like, they don't know how to set boundaries. And I know because this was me. And so there's no shame here. I've been passive aggressive. But shadow work is important because you can pull out the shadow side that's always trying to run away from you, that's always mischievous. Think about Peter Pan. I talk about this so much in the Master Your Feminine Energy program, because if you want to be in your feminine energy, you have to know how to do shadow work. You have to be willing to look at these sides and grow. And that's actually how your dark feminine energy will wake up, because you see those sides, you love it, and you go, let's change, but let's actually fuel you and channel you into a new way of being, so that you don't have to hide over here. You can come alive in my business. You can come alive in my relationships, but get out of the shadows and stop hiding. And so when you do your shadow work and you see the side of you, you being able to see yourself fully in that mirror allows a partner to come in and even see you, number one, but also hold you and create that space for you. And so when I was inauthentic and I was the cool girl, I was trying to be cool in college. I remember, you know who I'm talking about in college. I attracted this guy in college who was such like a cool guy. Oh, I've talked about it in my course. I'm like, I think this is in Magnetically Polarizing. I was talking about this situation and how much it activated and awakened my feminine energy because of how horrible the dynamic of this relationship was. Well, with him, it's because I only attracted him because I was so inauthentic myself. I was playing the cool girl to win him over. And by that, what I mean is a cool girl is someone who is okay with her partner having female friends. She's okay with going 50-50. I was pretending to be that girl, but that wasn't me. I'm not a woman who enjoys my partner having female friends. I'm not a woman who enjoys, here, babe, I'll get the bill for us tonight, unless it's a special occasion. But I was inauthentic, and in turn, it attracted a man who was 1% of my soulmate. Versus the men that I attract now, the closer match they are to my dream soulmate vision. It is so much more strong. I would say it's closer to 90% now. Actually, last year I met this man who I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I could see myself marrying this man. It was the first man that I've ever truly felt that way with. But one thing we did not share the same value with, and maybe that's a story for another day, but I did go through a heartbreak last year. I just didn't talk about it on YouTube. But I'm so glad that I did, because when we go into heartbreak, I'll explain more. But I was so authentic last year. I would say that was my word for 2024. I did not change anything about myself. I just showed up so free, hosted the retreats that I wanted. I spoke my mind the way that I wanted on YouTube, in my programs. Things came out of my mouth that I thought, oh, I would have been so scared to say this years ago. But I was just so free and so me. And because of that, I attracted these men who I would think, you are exactly my soulmate. You're like exactly me, but in the masculine energy body. And it was so crazy to witness. And so I would say the deeper level of authenticity you go to with yourself, the deeper partner, the deeper level soulmate you will attract. So I almost like to think of it as a percentage of a pie. If you're 1% authentic, you will get a partner who's 1% your match of a soulmate. What else did I want to say? Yeah, also what's so cool about these men who are like closer than 90% to your soulmate match is when they look at you, it's different. I remember telling my mom, I was crying so much after this. I was like, Mom, but this happened. When this man looked at me, I remember thinking this, and I told all my girlfriends, I said, if I had changed anything about myself, he would have been so upset. And what I mean by that, he never said this, but I just felt it in his eyes. If I had ever gotten plastic surgery, if I had ever like drastically changed something about myself, he would have felt, why did you take away from that beauty? Why did you take away from yourself? I don't know how to put it into words, but when he looked at me, I felt that. And I remember thinking, I never want to change anything about myself. I felt so held and seen and safe by him. And it really, really changed my life. So yeah, I would say authenticity. Thank God for my mom, because when I go through heartbreak, she's the first one that I run to.
Aww.
And I'm really grateful for you. Thank you. Okay,
Anytime.
Thank you. Okay, let's see what else I wanted. Oh yes, one more thing. One of my good girlfriends, this is who I was telling you about. We went to Greece together, and she's such a queen. She's also a dating coach too. And I was telling her, yeah, when I meet these men, I think I had just met this guy that I was telling you ladies about. Or no, it was another guy. Okay, it was another guy that I first met out in Dubai. And I remember really, really feeling strongly about this man. You remember?
Oh yeah.
And I remember being so mad when he found my YouTube channel, because back then I did not tell men about my channel. I did not tell men my Instagram. I just didn't want them to see my business. I didn't want them to know anything about me. I wanted them to just know me from our dates, I guess. And then I remember telling her, yeah, I don't know how he found my channel, but he messaged me, found your channel, by the way, and I love it. It was like, how in the world? And she goes, Alexis, if you have to hide your channel from that man, he's not your man. And she goes, you want men to be triggered by you. You want them to be triggered. I had posted that I bought my dream car, the G-Wagon, and I told her I want to hide that post. I don't want men to see it, because what if they feel threatened by that? And she goes, if a man feels threatened by that, good. He needs to see that, get triggered, and get off your page. And then I started noticing the men that I would attract, they would be so much, they would have this higher rubber band capacity for wealth and for abundance, and that they would be more conscious masculine energy men. And so even hiding your social media, hiding your business, things that you do, if it's going to trigger that man, good. He needs to be triggered and fall away, so that the king can come in and go, wow, look at this queen. I love this. And when we were in Thailand last month, there was a guy that I had met in Singapore, and we were talking. You remember him? And I actually did give him my Instagram along with my number. And I remember I had pre-recorded all these videos while we were traveling. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I cannot believe this happened. The video, do you ladies remember the video a few weeks ago? Men who harvest versus sow into your feminine energy. That was like recently my most savage YouTube video, besides what I put in the courses. That video, I felt, okay, this is really, really, it's just really, really bold. And for a man to see that, especially like a man that I'm dating, I would not want him. That would not be the video that I would pick. He starts off watching. And I remember I posted a thumbnail on my Instagram, completely forgetting that we had just followed each other. And I told my mom at the airport, I remember the exact moment, I'm like, Mom, he saw my story. Oh my gosh, I forgot that we just followed each other. He saw that I posted about this. And then a couple minutes later, I check, I'm like, Mom, he liked my story. He put a heart on this. King energy. And so it was just cool to see that you don't have to be scared of men seeing your true self. And that raised his attractiveness so much in my eyes, because I thought, if he's okay with me talking about unhealthy masculine men and being so savage and bold with telling women to stay away from them, I like a man who is available for that. So that was, just the more authentic you are, the better men you'll attract. Yeah. Okay. So that's both of our greatest lessons that we've learned. And now we're going to talk about heartbreak, how we've healed heartbreak. I actually did a poll on Instagram. I was telling my mom, it was, I think, the first day of January. I had asked you ladies, what content would you like to see in 2025? What inner work do you want to discuss more of? And I was so shocked to see this. One of the top of the list of discussions that you would like to talk about is heartbreak, how to heal from heartbreak, how to use heartbreak for inner work. And so I really wanted to get my mom's advice on this and give some of it to you ladies. So now we're going to move into that part. Okay, now do you want to share your best heartbreak tips?
Best, okay, I put 3.
Okay.
You want to alternate again, or do you want me to just
You
go
can
through?
share all of
Okay.
them because I think they'll all flow together really well.
Okay.
I know yours are good.
I don't know. We'll see. It's just what I do.
Okay, can I add this too? My mom heals from heartbreak very fast. I was like, remember?
Yes.
I was like, how are you over him? It's been 24 hours one day. So she knows what she's talking
Well,
about.
I think when I decide to end it, I'm already done.
Yeah. Checked
So,
out. That's
yep.
the thing with women, yeah.
Because I want to make sure. When I end
Yes.
it, I'm for sure.
Yes. Men watching this, take notes. When a woman is done, she is done. Okay.
All right. So my number one, or what I put for number one.
Yeah.
Take time to grieve.
Oh, good.
It is so important to take that time to grieve and heal and not bring that baggage into the next relationship.
Yes.
So, and things I do to grieve, I cry a lot.
Yeah.
I can scream in my pillow.
Yes.
Those are like probably the first, I don't know, few 24 hours. Or maybe during the relationship when you know it's already failing.
I like that you said that. Yeah.
That's when I do my grieving, is actually during most of my relationships has been during the relationship, because I see it's not getting better. And taking that time to heal. I like to read books. There's lots of podcasts. And podcasts are hard though, because sometimes there's so many to choose from, and it can get overwhelming. And sometimes I just need to be alone in my thoughts so that I'm not getting influenced by other people's stuff or garbage.
Yeah. Can I ask you to share with the girls what are the top 2 podcasts that you would recommend for a woman who's going through heartbreak, or maybe just your top 2 favorites?
Oh, well, I really like Brene Brown.
Yes.
So
good.
But I also have to balance that, because sometimes it can get heavy and hard. And so I have to balance it with lighter stuff as well. What's another podcast? Well, I love listening to sermons. Any sermon from church is always uplifting. I love Rick Warren, Craig Rochelle, Central Live is one of my favorites, or Central Church.
You were just listening to them this morning or yesterday?
And Prairie Heights. Those are like my top go-tos.
Yeah.
Yes, because I love, with Central and with Prairie Heights, it's people I actually know and respect and love their advice, and I love their mentorship and their guidance and their help. So that's why I listen to them, because it's near and dear to my heart. And then the other ones, like Rick Warren, has great information on every topic, and I love, I followed him for a long, long time.
He has good devotions too. She introduced me to Rick Warren, and I do a devotion every morning, every night. It's like a 1 minute, 1 minute where you just read what this pastor has said, and then there's a Bible verse to go with it. Every morning it starts the morning off so good, and she introduced me to Rick Warren. It's even the one for today, just about not letting guilt and shame weigh you down, things like that. There's so much from these pastors that's a great resource, especially if you're going through heartbreak, that can just lift you up and remind you what God says. Because God knows about heartbreak and how to heal you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So those are my go-tos.
Okay. I love that you shared that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so that was number 1. Take time to grieve and heal. And also I want to mention this too, because I said she heals like in 1 day. Timeline, the time that you heal doesn't measure your worthiness. It doesn't measure your inner work capacity. It changes depending on every person. However, what I have noticed is the more inner work that you do, the quicker time moves up. I have a whole program, the Gold Vault, that talks about quantum physics and time moving very quick. My girls that are in that, you know time moves fast. What I have found is when you do inner work, rather than seeing a heartbreak as one giant matter, you see it as like a small ripple in your whole life. And so that becomes smaller compared to everything else that you're blessed to get to experience. And so the more inner work that you do, you will find typically the time does speed up. But also don't feel bad if you feel it's been a year and I'm still heartbroken. That's totally normal too. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Time doesn't measure the value of your healing.
Well, also heartbreak, you learn to live with it. It's not something that like goes away.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be there. You learn to live with it, and there's triggers.
Yes.
So there could be 5 years down the line and something triggers you and you're like, oh, it just reminded me of what I had with this person, or reminded you of that person, or a song comes on the radio and that was your song.
Yes,
Like,
that's true.
There's gonna be things and it's gonna come up and you're still gonna have memories of it, and that's okay.
So true.
It's just healing and getting past it.
Yes, I'm glad that you mentioned the triggers. That's so true. And what we both notice with triggers, we talk about this all the time, it gets so easy to manage triggers when we do inner work, because rather than having this big emotional outburst, we're always in emotional outbursts. We're always just so in tune and going with the flow, letting our emotions free. And so when the trigger comes, we have the resources, we have the support from inner work that allows us to go, okay, go to your pillow and scream into it. Go and call your mom or your friend or your daughter and release. So triggers get easier to manage too with inner work. That's why we love inner work, because every area of life, it just gets better and better. So,
and being aware. So when you know that you're getting triggered, being aware of it and being intentional.
That's good.
Because you can also let it wash over you and then have a pity party and then you fall down into that loop where I've done that before too.
Yes, me too. I remember this was a tough love that I needed. My very first heartbreak, I was listening to podcasts and like YouTube videos every day trying to heal. 7 months into this heartbreak, still feeling depressed. I remember hearing this woman on a podcast say, after a certain amount of time, you are choosing the heartbreak. You are choosing to stay stuck in the grief. And I was so mad. I was like, no, who is this woman to tell me that? That's not true. But it stung because I knew it was true. And I thought, have I enjoyed being the victim? Have I enjoyed getting comfort and not having to go and chase my goals and dreams because I have this excuse of being the girl that's in the heartbreak? And that was a tough love that I needed to say, okay, at some point you are choosing it, and there's always a point to heal. But give your body all the time that it needs. Otherwise it will just pop up later.
And something you just said too reminded me about victim mindsets.
Yeah.
So when you're going through a heartache or have gone through a heartache, you get to use that as a story and be a victim and use it to tell a story. And you get all this sympathy and everybody feels so bad for you. And guess what? You get energy from that by being a victim. Is that where you want to be? Because that's not where I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be a victorious over it, an overcomer.
Yes, I love that. I would rather get a hug and feel like comforted because of something that I did, or just because of love.
Yes.
I like that, the victor.
Yes, victor over victim.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So my number 2 point. Do something courageous that you've never done before.
I love this.
It is so fun. After my longest, biggest heartache was doing stuff that I'd never done before, and how scary it is. But just taking that deep breath and taking that step and doing it, there's so much power in it, and it shows you that you're so much more capable of doing things you never thought you could do.
The confidence that she grew, one thing that she did was a fitness competition. Seeing her on stage and with her 6-pack, I was like, Mom, you go. She was so awesome. She learned a dance routine, and she just, that was
I didn't learn that dance routine. I choreographed that, which I had never done before. Which I had never done before. That was scary because I'm like, who's gonna watch my choreographed routine, which was gonna be so dumb. But it was fun. I didn't care if it was dumb or not. It was so fun.
It was wonderful to watch. The confidence that grew from her after she did this. This is why, okay, I hate to say this, but I love when women go through heartbreaks because of the glow up that it gives them. I don't love that they went through that. I love the glow up. They transform into this beautiful feminine energy oozing flower, and they just spread their wings and impact and change the world, and it's so cool.
Aw, thank you.
Yes.
I had a lot of good support.
Thank you.
Yes. Also, on the courageous part, find a hobby or put more time into an existing hobby that maybe you put to the side because you're investing all your time and energy into the relationship, and you kind of forgot about this hobby over here. Yeah. So just invest more time in those hobbies.
I like that.
Because I didn't have any hobbies. And after my big, big heartache, and I found a lot of hobbies that I really like. I never knew I liked.
Yes, that is awesome.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
And I got to meet a lot of great people in the process who were like-minded and liked the same things.
Yes.
So friendships grew out of it as well.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, I love that.
All right, and then my last one and my favorite one is do for others. Go and volunteer, like at your church. Share your talents. Everybody has skills and talents that other people could benefit from.
Yeah.
Use those talents in a nursing home. I mean, those people would love to hear you. And guess what? They might have dementia and they won't remember it. So it's a place to practice and be authentic.
Yes.
You can feed the homeless. There's Big Brother, Big Sister programs. I know growing up when I was a kid, I had a big sister and that was everything to me.
Wow, I forgot you told me about that. Yeah.
Was everything. My parents were going through a divorce, a hard time, my mom having a new baby, all these struggles, moving to a whole new place, struggles. But I had a big sister and she'd take me shopping and it was everything to me. You don't know what lives you can touch or change. And then it helps you forget about your heartache as well.
Yeah. Oh, that is so good. It takes the focus off of you and puts it on other people.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I love pouring into others. It's so rewarding.
You have such a gift for it. The way that she poured into my siblings and I, and still does, I feel really, really lucky. And I love having you here because now you can pour into the Glow Girls.
I love doing this stuff. I cannot wait to talk to them. I want to hear the comments and stuff coming in. So I want to hear what you have.
Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No.
Okay. I'll go ahead and share mine. Mine is a bit quicker and then we'll move to the Q&A because we want to chat with you ladies. So how to heal? Here's my formula. Shed, water, and grow. Just like with the plant. I love plants and feminine energy. I don't know why I always use plants as an example. So the first step, number one, is shed. Just like you were saying, you covered all of it. Release, cry, scream, journal until you get tired of journaling about this person. I promise that is how you get over someone. I remember journaling. You know who probably. I remember journaling and my hand was tired. I looked at my notebook, pages and pages, month after month. I was like, I am exhausted of journaling about this person. I'm done. And it's like my heart just healed so much from that. So shed. And by shed, I mean cut them off from receiving your energy too. Every time you go and look at their Instagram, what are they up to? You're giving them your energy. Imagine what you could do with that. We're going to talk about step 3. Your energy after a heartbreak, it is precious gold. It is so precious. Every time you think about this partner, you envision scenarios. I do want to also mention this too, that your brain will envision scenarios with this person because what's happening in your body is a chemical reaction. Your heart actually is broken. And so when your body has a wound, it sends resources not only to your body, but to your brain to repair that wound. And so when your heart is wounded, how your body begins to heal it is it will send and replay good memories of this relationship to keep your heart together, to keep it mended. It's almost that you have to trick your brain to say, okay, thank you, body, for taking care of me, but actually I'm going to heal. I don't have to replay these memories to heal. You teach your body how to heal, not the other way around. And so when you are shedding, part of this is letting go of looking at their Instagram, letting go of replaying those old text messages. The first thing that I do after a breakup, delete the pictures off my phone and delete the text messages. It's holding energy in your phone. The first time I deleted text messages, I remember being so scared. Oh, I was so scared. I was like, what if I want to go back and look at this? When I deleted it, it was the strangest, most opposite feeling that I ever thought I would have. It was freedom. I felt like I can hold so much more now. And I remember coaching one of my clients and she did not want to delete the messages. She wanted to keep everything just as like keep save. And I told her, okay, the good thing with having an iPhone, you can delete it and get it back within 30 days. I'm going to give you a challenge. By the next time I see you for our session, you're going to have the messages deleted. When I saw her next, what do you think happened? Alexis, I feel so good. I'm not going to recover them. I didn't know that it would be that easy. The hardest part is not letting the messages go. It's telling yourself we are going to release. But how can you receive if you're still clutching and holding on to the past? So your king is waiting for you. Your Mufasa is waiting for you. Don't hold on to the tucka or the scar. Like, just let that man go, okay? So shed, throw away connections to them. Like, I'm not I'm not one person to follow my ex on social media. That's not something I'm gonna do. Friends that I met through that person, we're not friends. I very easily cut cords and connections because I have my business, I have my community that's so important to me that if I have this old energy leaking in, it's not fair to you ladies. And it's not fair to my courses that I pour everything into to have this that's blocking my own inner work. And so number 1 is shed. Number 2 is to water. Water your mind, water your soul. Get good people in your life. My friends and my family were everything when I was going through my heartbreak. I remember isolating, and one of my best friends, she says to me, Alexis, that's one of the worst things that you're doing is isolating. You're coming out with me tonight. And she held me to that for a long time until I was healed.
Yep.
And so, yeah. And so my friends and my family, like, get your support system. Listen to those podcasts like my mom was saying. I love the On Purpose podcast by Jay Shetty. You ladies know it's one of my favorites. I love the Diary of a CEO podcast by Steven. Diary of a CEO, I would listen to after you've shed and after you've been watering your soul. Listen to On Purpose first by Jay Shetty. It's going to, again, take that focus off you too and put it on other people. Jump into their story of how they built up and discovered their purpose. It is so life-changing. Jay Shetty was my best friend during my breakup, so I really loved him. Also, connect with your faith. I love my church in Dubai. I love my church in Las Vegas. Having a connection to your faith, that alone is going to heal you. My relationship with God has healed me because I know when I'm praying that I'm visualizing running to my Father. I'm visualizing him holding me and saying, my daughter, you're safe, you can release. Just wait till you see what I have coming for you. My faith has helped in every area of my life, my finances, my relationships. I would not have this channel, I would not have my business without my faith with God. So you connecting with your faith, even if you don't have a faith right now, just being curious about it. Why not just try it? Why not just sit down and say, God, if you're out there, can you hear me? Can you give me a sign? I'm here, I want to get to know you. I just challenge you to try that because why not? Just see how it would feel. The amount of peace that I've had from my relationship with God is everything. So yes, invest in your mind, your faith, and your inner work. Okay, this is moving on to the next one, grow. My businesses have all been started from Heartbreak, so Lisa Ware and the Feminine Glow, TikTok, like everything I've done. If you are going through a heartbreak, you have the biggest blessing, the biggest opportunity right in front of you. Take that pain and pour it. It's almost, Gilmore Girls is gonna come in. It's almost when someone looks at you and tells you, you're not good enough to be the astronaut. You're not good enough to be that journalist. Take that and say, I'm gonna show you that you are wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Imagine your heartbreak like that. It's painful. You know what? I'm gonna take this and I'm going to pour it into something new. Plant a seed in that pot. Shed the weeds, water it, and watch your passion and your purpose come out of that. Your heartbreak is breaking you open so that you can fulfill your purpose and so that you can discover what God has for you. So I love that. And what was so surprising for me when I launched, it was my first business course, Divine and Aligned. Still one of my favorite programs to this day. It's my whole course for how to launch your dream business. When I started teaching that course, what shocked me is majority of the women in there, they had just gone through a heartbreak. I was thinking, this is so strange. Why is this? And I realized it is because every woman that is about to do something great in her life or in the life of someone else, she's been shaken. She's been shaken and like broken to her core, and now this new version is about to emerge. That's why they call it the villain era. It's like on TikTok, they have this trend, you're in your villain era if you go through a heartbreak. And it's when you're getting that six-pack, your skin is glowing, you're in the gym, you're dating, like you're finding your fashion sense. You're in your villain era of disrupting the norm, disrupting that good girl, the past and the people pleasing, and saying, no, I'm here to live my best life and to enter this queen mode. So shed, water, and grow. Inner work is a tool to get you there. I have so much content here on my channel. My mom and I have videos that we've done together. I have the programs for you. There's other programs, other channels out there dedicated to inner work. There are so many resources to uplift you and to just pour into you so that you can pour into the world. So this is what we have on love, dating, and heartbreak. This has been so much fun. Yay! And now we're finally going to check into the chat and talk with you ladies. How are you ladies? Happy New Year. It's so good to be with you. Oh, Oh, your mom adores you. This is so healing to watch. Ladies, I just want to say too, if you don't have a mom that you are close with, my mom gets to be that mom for you, okay? She's your YouTube mom.
Yes.
And in this community, I feel like the Glow Girls, I will go into our Glow Girl chat and I go into the private groups of the courses and I see the way that you ladies speak to each other. You are each other's mom, you are each other's sister, you are each other's daughters, best friends. Like the love that the Glow Girl community has for each other, I'm constantly blown away. So I'm so honored to have you ladies and thank you for all the love that you give.
Oh, yes.
So thank you, thank you. And my mom gets to be your mama too. Thanks, Mom.
Aww.
I love you and your mom. Thank you.
I love what you were saying about your community and the girls.
Yeah.
Love is abundance, really.
Yeah.
It never runs out or gets tired, and the community shows that the best. Like
So
how
true.
it just keeps growing.
I love that you said that. It does keep growing. Ladies, we hit 200,000 subscribers last year. I'm so honored and excited, and there is a lot of abundance. And that reminds me of something I was just listening to. I heard a woman say on a podcast, you winning is never, or someone else winning in life can never make you lose. And someone else losing in life can never make you win. What I love about this community, it's hundreds of thousands of queens winning. And when you share your win and you share your inner work and you share this with each other queens start winning. So I love that you said that. There's so much abundance to go around.
Absolutely.
I feel like we need you ladies a little closer to us. Let me, Oliver?
No,
Is he
he's
down
over
here?
there.
Okay.
He's on the couch.
Okay, there we go. Let's see. This is so healing. Oh, we're happy to hear that. Oh, yeah.
And then move this closer.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's slowly, the sun is slowly setting right now, so we're trying to get the good lighting. Such a sweet relationship. I can't wait to replicate this with my future daughter. Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
Your mom looks as youthful as you. What's her secret? Inner work.
Yes,
She's
absolutely.
What would you say are secrets that you have for moms or just for women in general to stay youthful in energy and radiating that beauty? Because you are so beautiful.
Well, when my kids were young, I used to want to teach people workout stuff because I'm a group fitness instructor.
Yes, I should have mentioned this earlier.
And I love working out. I love the health and fitness industry. And I would think, well, I'm working out every time I'm cleaning the house. So let me show people workouts while we're cleaning the house and playing with the kids. So laundry baskets going up and down the stairs, lunges up the stairs, and lift the laundry basket every time.
She would have been viral on TikTok. She would have.
I had all these great ideas, and then I'd always play with my kids laying on our backs and my feet going up. And I'd grab their arms or their hands and their bellies on my feet and leg crunches or leg extensions.
Yes.
And I'd do my little squats and lift my kids, and they're thinking they're flying, and there's a line because I have 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's start with the lightest one first and work up to the heaviest.
This is where I learned patience, waiting my turn to go on the lunge or the squat, right?
Yes, and they just wanted to keep going. I'm like, yes, feel that burn, feel that burn. But then I'm laughing and giggling and having fun with my kids. So it's a win-win. It was so fun.
And even as you share that, I'm thinking, not only is she working out her body and taking care of her mind, but she's playful in her energy, and that has really just added so much beauty to her too.
That was my favorite thing. I love getting on the floor and playing with you guys.
Aww,
yeah.
I love that quality time.
It was good.
And just to show too, this is what my mom is drinking right now. It's a Health Aid kombucha. I'm so gonna miss these when I go back to Dubai. Dubai does not have these brands, so my mom got me so many kombuchas while I've been here. This is you ladies know I love kombucha, we both do. Yes. This is a probiotic drink. It's a fermented tea. So good for your gut. This one is infused with biotin and bamboo. And what is it? This one's good for something. Hair and skin. Like this is what my mom does. She drinks that fuel her body and take care of her gut. Last night, we've both been doing those castor oil packs where you rub castor oil on your stomach. You go to sleep with a wrap. It detoxes your digestive system and your liver. She's taught me so much about health and wellness and fitness. She really, really takes care of herself.
Oh, the other thing too for youth is being authentic and very intentional. So when you're authentic and you're truly who you are, you don't have to have a second face or a mask or hide, and you just get to really be you with no apologies and no excuses.
Yes.
And then you don't have to try to pretend or mask or guilt or shame, because that wears on you.
Yeah, it wears on you. Stress causes aging to rapidly speed up. So I like that you mentioned that. Okay, let's see. Can we call it the Glow Girl Mom Beauty Elixir? I love that.
That's so cute.
I love you, ladies. Alexis and Mama, you're glowing. Thank you, girl. I would love to see an updated makeup tutorial. I forgot to mention this, ladies. My mom actually does have a YouTube channel. I'm going to put it in the description. Let me just make a note to do that. And maybe she'll start posting some videos. She has one on there. I'm like, Mom, come on. The women need to hear from you. Okay, let me know. If there's a comment that you see too, you can also answer it.
Okay, so they're talking about limiting beliefs and didn't quite understand what you meant by we have to weigh our pros and cons of our limiting beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Or do another example of that.
Was this my last live stream? So, okay, let's talk about limiting beliefs for a second. Thanks for finding that one. So last time you talked about limiting beliefs, I didn't quite understand what you meant by we have to weigh our pros and cons of our limiting beliefs. Can you do another example with weight loss, please? Okay, I just talked about staying stuck in a certain weight is because of a limiting belief. Let me see if I can explain this a bit better. Pros and cons of limiting beliefs. I don't remember talking about this. What I would say with, let's say, weight loss and limiting beliefs, the only reason why it's hard to lose weight or to gain weight, if that's your struggle, is because your brain has a specific belief that is keeping you at that weight. So let's say that you change that belief. What it would look like is I'm not available to hurt my body anymore by pouring in all of this junk food. Well, once you have that belief and you see that junk food is hurting your body, now when you shop down grocery store aisles and you see junk food like Cheetos, cheese balls, that turns us off so much. We're like, that's disgusting. How, like, I used to eat this. I was obsessed. But now, because my belief changed, I now see that food as poison for my body because it is. It's not going to align with that belief that junk food hurts my body. So your beliefs start to change, the way that you see things changes, and therefore you are either more or less attracted to it. So if you see exercise as fuel for your body, going for a walk won't sound like, oh, I have to go for a walk. It will sound like, we can't wait. Like, we love going for walks. We love running with our dog. We love enjoying nature. It's like, yes, we get to go for a walk. Literally, ladies, it's 0 degrees today. It is 0 degrees right now where we live. And we would love to go for a walk, but we just cannot unless...
Mall walkers.
We walk around the mall. We don't mind that. No, I have enough clothes though. I came with like a full suitcase and then almost an empty suitcase because I thought, okay, I'll probably do some shopping and Christmas presents. My suitcases are going to be full coming back tomorrow. We do not need any more shopping. It's because in Dubai, they don't really have cute like boots. They don't have cute warm clothes. So I got all of that here.
Well, your suitcase was full because of the clothes you brought.
Yeah.
That are so thick because it's so cold here. So you can't bring as many clothes.
Yes, right.
Because they're already so thick and heavy.
Yes, they're so insulated.
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully that answered the question. What's your favorite perfume, Alexis? Ooh, okay, Anna, my favorite perfume is Gucci Bloom. I love this, but the thing is I don't wear it. And I know that this sounds so opposite. I love this perfume so much. However, when I spray it, I don't know if I'm nose blind or I don't know if it's just a light perfume. I cannot smell it after 30 minutes. It's the Gucci Bloom yellow bottle. It smells like heavenly flowers. It smells so, so good. Every time I wear it, people are like, what smell is that? But it wears off. So that's my favorite, but also my mom is so good with perfumes too. What's your favorite at the moment?
Oh my gosh. I love Burberry Her.
Yes, I love this one too.
But that one doesn't like last as long either.
What about the one in Dubai? I
That's
swear.
the Dubai perfume. I do love that one.
Yes.
But I don't know what it's called, so I didn't share that one.
Yes.
There's a Dubai perfume.
Yes. It's called like honey something. Whenever my mom comes to Dubai, she always gets this one perfume. We smelled it and she got it. It is, I swear it's like Burberry Her, but with a Middle Eastern flair. It's so good.
Oud in it, some sandalwood.
Sandalwood, honey. It's so yummy. That's how I describe this one. And it smells so good on her. Maybe I'll have to find it and I can post it for you ladies. Okay, I was waiting for someone to ask this question. Good. Okay, this is like so off topic to inner work. Oh wait, where'd it go? Jess, Dean, Logan, or Tristan? Who's your favorite? Girl, I love you. Do you want to come watch Gilmore Girls with us tonight?
Yes!
Can you fly here? We'll have a movie night.
Who's your favorite?
Logan. I'm obsessed with Logan.
Too.
You do, huh? Yeah. Okay, how would you... Tristan, I loved Tristan, and did you know Tristan was actually supposed to be Logan? Like, he was supposed to be that character and come back, but he booked the One Tree Hill series, so he went off Gilmore Girls.
Darn it.
He would have been so good. Okay, what about Jess and Dean? Which one is better? I don't really like... I used to love them, but...
I like Jess.
The bad boy.
The bad boy.
Yes.
Because he's not really that bad. He had a good heart for Rory.
For Rory, he did. Can you tell we love Gilmore Girls? But Logan is something else. My mom says Logan reminds her of Chuck Bass from Gossip Girl. Yes. Yeah. I just love Logan's charm. I love his wit. I love how he's not afraid. This is the energy that he has. He's not afraid of getting rejected. So when he goes up for speaking or for talking to a girl, he's so fine with the conversation going either way. And something about a man being so present and so just okay with himself, it is the most attractive quality. It's so sexy in a man. So I love Logan.
I think he leads by example very well.
Yeah.
And like if I knew a guy like him in my life, it'd be so easy to feel safe and secure that he's got it. Even if he made a mistake or it messes up, he'll fix it.
Yep.
He'll make it right.
Yeah.
And I can trust that and feel safe.
That's just like what we were talking about in the beginning. That type of man that just allows you to feel like, ooh, okay, I can just flow in my feminine.
And even if the plan doesn't work out and it fails and it's massive failure or like turns out really bad, he's got you. Like, he's not gonna let you fall. He's gonna fix it, take care of it, whatever he has to do. Yeah. There's a security in that I just love. I want that.
Logan, that security that you're talking about, that scene in Gilmore Girls where Rory has an emergency and she needs to get back to her town, but her car is in the shop and she goes to Logan freaking out. They're not even together, but they're just friends. She's freaking out. She goes, I need to get back to Stars Hollow. He goes, have my driver take you. She's like, no, I couldn't. He's like, I'm already calling him. And just gives Rory his limo and personal driver. I love a man like that. Yes. A man that takes action. Okay, I think we're gonna have to run.
Yes.
We're meeting with my cousin and my aunt right now. So we are gonna have to run now, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. We love talking with you. We love chatting. And Mom, thank you for coming and sharing your time and energy.
Thank you for having me. Yes, this is awesome.
Me too. I'm gonna miss you. I don't know if the next time we'll see my mom because I am exhausted from traveling, honestly. I just wanna be in Dubai for some time, so I won't be coming back for the US or to the US. Well, okay, next month I'll be here, but that's after that I won't be here for a while. So I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you.
But I'll see you on your channel if you post.
And I'll be watching you on yours.
Sweet. We love you, ladies. Thanks for coming on and saying hi, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.